Everyone, I'm Anslem. Can you guys hear me in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So as mentioned, I'm Anslem Kiiza Besigye. I'm a second-year PhD student in anthropology here. And I'm really excited to be moderating this conversation. About me, I grew up very much steeped in Ugandan opposition politics, and I've been following Bobi for a long time. I don't think you know this, but when I was an undergraduate, my first real research paper was about people power at the time. This was in the pre-nuke days. And I remember writing about M-Pigs protest. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, for those of you who don't
I was an MP then.
Yeah, well, you were already an MP at that time, yeah. There was a time where Bobi Wine and some supporters let pigs loose in Parliament. I think there's many wonderful stories about Ugandan Parliament, but that's one of my favorite. So yeah, I've been a fan for a long time, and I think it's really important that we have this discussion here. So I have a few questions prepared, and then there's some questions that were submitted by people attending the event that I'll ask one or two of, and then hopefully we'll have time for lots of questions from the audience. So to begin the conversation, I wanted to ask you basically what kind of paths are available for young people to be involved in Uganda's politics today, especially young poor people and people from marginal areas in Uganda, right? And I think looking at the options, at least as far as I see them, I think one option that many young people have is to basically become like a party caterer, right? I recently took a trip to the north, to Kidepo, and along the way, it was before the elections, you see a lot of these cater trainings, right, where young men and some young women are like being drilled, right? It's like part of becoming part of NRM caters, right? And that's one way that many people become involved in the political system. Another way that I think many people after the Walk to Work movement assumed would be kind of like the mode of doing politics is like these kind of big public demonstrations, mostly by young people, kind of like the Gen Z protests that happened in Kenya recently, even the protests in 2020 after the election. But I think a lot of people are worried about what that could entail because of the way that these protests have been so violently repressed, right? The Kampala massacre and all of these things. And then, another one maybe is like, entering parliamentary politics or local politics. This is a choice that I've seen more young people take up over the last several years. And obviously, you took people power from, a grassroots organic movement to a political party. And so I'm curious to know what the kind of affordances or limitations are of that strategy as well for young people, especially given how co-opted the political parties in Uganda can become, as we know. And then maybe there's something else, something outside of these kind of strategies that you can speak to. One thing that I was thinking about was from before you're entering into politics, when you were involved when you're still producing music and were part of Firebase Crew, which I always thought was interesting for many of you who don't know. Firebase Crew was this collection of musicians, but it was also kind of structured like a party. So there was like a president, a vice president. So I mean, there's this way that there's different political forms that map onto each other. So I guess I'm just curious to know what kind of avenues do you see available for young people out of all of these, and which other ones you might imagine.